Oh my gosh, loves. I could tell you I'm excited for today's episode, but that would be a very big understatement because the person sitting on my couch today, as we mix it up in the studio for Slay with Rachel McCord, is the most incredible woman. Her name is Jen Betts. Hi, Jen.
Hi. Hi.
So you already know I'm like the biggest fan of yours. Jen is so amazing. She is such a powerhouse. You have done so many incredible things. I've known you since I pretty much got off the boat in LA.
Yes.
So it's been a hot minute
Long
since
time.
09. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is it 2009?
It was 2009.
Wow.
And I literally I've known you since the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I've seen you just continue to take over and dominate from BeautyCon, from Colgate. I mean, you are literally doing so many amazing things. You
A lot of things.
You obviously work with Philosophy, which you know is I'm a huge fan of because
one of my favorite brands.
Oh my God, I almost said which is a huge fan of me. I meant to say I'm a huge fan.
They love you.
I'm already making mistakes and we're 2 seconds in.
No,
I love them
Philosophy
so much because of the work that they do to support NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Obviously, you know this.
Yep.
I just first of all have to just honor you for what you've done. I mean, not only you've done all this, but you're also an amazing mom.
Oh,
and you
thank
just balance everything.
Thanks. It's hard.
I mean,
here's to all the moms out there. Shout out.
Should we go ahead and bust out Spa Girl? I mean, you said
do a shot for the moms.
You said here's to moms, and I feel like it would be so tacky if I didn't whip out some Spa Girl cocktails. Girl,
I'm into it. I'm never gonna say no to a shot.
It's only like 33 calories in a whole martini. So I feel like we could just keep pouring. You tell me when to stop, girl. You're like, I forgot to tell you to stop. It's like overflowing. But it's amazing because it's like gluten-free and stuff. So I mean, it's pretty much no guilt.
No guilt.
And it's pear flavored. So get ready to love it. Cheers to the moms. Cheers to the moms. I'm so excited for your face because I know you're gonna love it.
It's so good.
How is this possible?
I want some. Who's giving this to you?
I know. We'll take
a
a bottle. I'm gonna be sneaking out with like this whole rack back here, so I don't even know what side I'm on.
Finishing it before the end of the segment.
It's so good. But we should mix it with some champs. Can you imagine? I got this idea from someone else. I can't take credit. But I mean, a little pop of some,
And it's spa time.
Why stop? It's spa time. It's spa time. So I'm sure, like, with all the stuff you do, you have very little time for spa time.
No.
But I want to know, like, how do you find the balance? Do you find the balance? Like, what is that like? Because this show is all about helping talent, entrepreneurs, creatives figure out how to slay the game. And the reality is we are talking about it because it's so hard. I like to talk about topics that I personally struggle with because I'm like, hey, let's be honest. Let's be real about what's happening. But also, let's give a voice to people who are either trying to figure it out right now or have figured it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've just admired you from forever. So
thank you.
How do you find that balance?
I mean, a lot of it is family, as you know. Family is important to give you balance because there's support there.
Yeah.
You know, it's positivity. But being a publicist, a mom, a nurse practitioner, it's all very surreal that I do all three.
Yeah.
But it's all possible. I see all these women who are just such girl bosses and mompreneurs. I mean, this book to the show to everything. We all can make it happen. We all can do it. So I think it's about positivity and having your eye on the prize and then kind of going for it, you know? That's how I do it. How do I relax? I mean, I don't really relax. Honestly, I think when I'm most relaxed is when I'm with my son.
Oh, and he's a beautiful baby.
He's beautiful.
He's just the sweetest little thing.
He is. Kids, you know, being a mom, you would never think, you know, can I do this job? Can I keep doing what I want to do and still have, you know, offspring and make sure that they're good? You can. We can do it all. It's amazing.
Wow. I mean, you do so much more than the average person because just seeing what you do with your work in Hollywood, I mean, I can't talk about, like, I probably don't go through a month without seeing like 3 event invites for things that you personally are doing. And that's probably a really low number.
It is.
I'm not getting all the invites on. I'm totally kidding.
No, you are. No, you're getting the better ones.
You're so sweet. No, but it's so amazing because you're doing so much more than just people in Hollywood, and they would dream of doing it, but then also balancing having this amazing baby. So it's incredible. Do you ever have those moments where you're just like, whoa, this is a lot, and I just need to take a breath?
Always. I mean, so my company is Innovative PR. We have all genres of lifestyle brands for the consumer. And I think my favorite genre is beauty. we do best at beauty, and I love giving my beauty brands, I mean, all my brands, 110% of me, but there are those moments where I'm like, I'm not doing enough, you know, I'm really not. But at the end of the day, you know, if I feel that I've done my best, I am doing best enough. But I think in PR and communications and being a content creator and an influencer, you always want to push yourself to be, you know, elevating yourself as a brand or another brand.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, for the most part, if you're doing what you set out to do, whether it's 5 blog posts, 3 photo shoots, you know, you're a brand and you're newly recreating yourself, then you are doing the best that you can.
Yeah.
For me, within PR and within Innovative, you know, as long as we're sticking to our marketing plan, our PR plan, our strategy, and hitting all those deliverables, then I am doing enough.
Yeah.
Then I am.
Which, I mean, I can vouch for you that not only do you definitely blow it out of the park, you are more than enough. You are so
Thanks.
incredible. But I know the feeling where it's never quite enough. I mean, you know, like I grew up in humble beginnings. So to me, I think there's like this fire that I need to keep pushing and keep going. And there's a part of me that's like, I wish I could get to that point where I'm like, oh, I am enough and that's okay. But I think there's almost this side where even though logically I might know that because that's what I go and speak about and I encourage people to believe within themselves, I think because it's not something that I'm like, I'm enough, let me just be settled here, I think that it keeps me going and advancing. And so I think that you're that similar soul because you're a hardcore hustler and you get her done, as we would
Hollywood
say in Georgia.
Hustle.
Yeah, mama.
It's the Hollywood hustle.
It is. Now, obviously, like with PR, there's so much that goes into it, and there's so many moving parts, and I'm sure that, you know, everyone thinks they're your only client. So they're like, oh my gosh, I need you right now.
Yeah.
But if someone's wanting to kind of figure out what to do with PR, maybe they're getting started and they're trying to prep to be able to hire a fabulous agency like Innovative, which maybe they can't do right away. What are some tips that you could give to someone who's building their brand and trying to figure out that PR side and wanting to find the balance in the middle?
There's 2 answers to this. So if you're somebody who's looking to go into the PR industry, and you're not the brand just yet, which I'll talk to you, but you're looking to tap into public relations, there are so many agencies in LA and in New York, all over basically, but starting and interning and pushing and persevering and putting in the time and the hard work, you can do it. And it's really a lot of networking. You know, that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it is, and sharing ideas and creating content and pushing it through. If you're a brand and, you know, you want PR and you kind of can't get it right away, you know, I always say, the brand itself can always promote themselves without anybody. You know, at the end of the day, you could, if you're your own brand, you will push yourself out, whether that's social media or through advertising or through small ways by just word of mouth. What I do, or I say to people who are looking for PR and who can't have it right away, I say build your Instagram following. Social media is everything. Your social platforms are everything. Facebook, creating a business page for your brand on Facebook is everything, and sharing content and sharing news. That's one way to start. The other is really kind of knowing what your brand is about and having that look, setting the tone, the colors, the schemes, the mission statement, the quotes behind what your brand is, and standing by that and then pushing it through to your audience properly. Sometimes you don't need a publicist for that. I think that's it. That's where I'd start.
I love that. No, that's such great advice, because I think figuring out your style guide is super important. And being
Gotta know
able,
your style.
Yes, and being able to communicate with your audience, even if it's small to begin, it's important, I think, to be really targeted. You know, to think
100%.
about, like, who are my followers? Are they people that would buy my book, or that would buy this beautiful cosmetic piece that I just put on my face? You know, it's like all those things you want to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I think brands constantly say, and I heard this on your show already, you've talked about this. You know, brands constantly say our demographic, our target demographic, our age points, you know, is it female, is it men? I feel today it's not about that. It's about what interests who, and targeting those tribes and those groups who know what they like, and then setting them aside and say, okay, I'm going to go after this in this way. You know what I mean? My brand is dedicated to this group, and why? And how am I going to target them, and how am I going to let them know about my brand, and how? So I think that's really important. You know, I think we shouldn't limit ourselves by age and by gender, and you know, there's a whole audience out there that could be, you know, mixed. The age ranges, women in their 60s still love makeup for girls who are in their, you know, 20s.
Yeah.
So it's important to be open.
Yes, and I think also letting your customer guide you, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe you think that your target is 25-year-olds and that's what you're going for, but then you see some 60-year-old women are the ones who are buying it, or maybe 45-year-old men, and it's like, oh my goodness, let's focus on that niche. Now, if you guys are just tuning in, you're watching Slay with Rachel McCord, and I am here with one of my favorite humans, Jen Betts.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
You're just so amazing, and you've got so many fabulous things in the works. Can you talk to me about some of the things that are coming, what we can be looking forward to?
Yes. Well, as you know, award season's coming up, so we have a lot going on. One of my favorite times of the year to celebrate in PR is Sundance. And I have a client called Chef Dance.
By the way, Rick and I met at Sundance.
Yes.
So it has my heart already.
I love Sundance.
It's so romantic.
It's romantic. It's got its niche. You know, it's got its following. It's huge. It's worldly accepted. And I love that it's got this community of lifestyle brands, hospitality brands, you know, who kind of come there and celebrate with people who love film and Hollywood.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. So yes, I represent a client by the name of Mimi Kim. She's the CEO and founder of Chef Dance. It is fabulous. You need to check out what Chef Dance is. Come grab a ticket, eat and drink wonderfully while you're at Sundance.
Oh my gosh, is it all like food and drink? Tell me more. What exactly
drinks,
do you do?
It's, you know, there's a different chef every different night to the first weekend of Sundance.
Oh my gosh, so you can come in, you get a ticket, you come in, you eat, you drink, and it's a different chef each night?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's
with a
amazing.
Full menu, full drink menu. You know, the who's who of Sundance will be there. It's great.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to be getting my ticket,
girl. I need you
I have
there.
a feeling they're going to be selling out really quick.
I need you there.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you're working with some amazing talent. You actually, this is really kind of a cool story. You'll love this. So I know you've worked with Shay Mitchell as well as like Taryn Manning, my sister.
Yes.
We've worked together.
Yes. I don't represent them, but I love working with talent.
Yeah, you're always like connecting the dots between this brand and this talent.
Yes.
And what I think is really cool that you might actually like is just this week I had a girl reach out to me and ask me if I could get one of my friends who's also on Pretty Little Liars, or was for like about 7 seasons, and she was wondering if she would do a video to a girl who has a brain tumor. And she's 13 years old. She's been approved for Make-A-Wish, but they don't know how much time she has.
Wow.
And so I think what's interesting is in Hollywood, like we were talking about earlier before we started rolling, is this industry can really like kick you on your back sometimes, right? It can like take your breath away and overwhelm you and make you doubt yourself.
Sometimes doubt
and wonder
sometimes
like
negative.
Yeah, it can be very negative, and there's so much networking, and that requires such a headspace that says I'm enough, I'm okay, like so you don't look thirsty or you don't like feel insecure.
That is the word.
You know, and so it's really interesting though because I've been able to. I had my friend reach out and I was able to get her a video from one of my friends, Lindsay Shaw.
That's phenomenal.
Send it to this girl because the thing is like yes, we might be in a city where there is so much pain, and obviously everyone's seen the news. There's a lot of crazy going on in Hollywood.
Yes.
But there's so much beauty and there's so many amazing things that are happening.
Yes.
There's so many great people who want to make a difference and want to do good. And I think you do that with every brand.
And want to contribute.
Absolutely, because we have to. I think it's our responsibility. When you have a great platform, a great audience, you need to be able to use that and leverage that to do good in the world.
Absolutely. Create content in the best way that you can. You're in this industry either as a content creator or an influencer or traditional talent. That's somewhat your job. Your job and your role is to outreach to your audience and you know, speak about things that matter. That's important.
Absolutely.
And I do love that part of my job. I love it when brands say to me, you know, we're not going to annihilate the whole traditional talent realm, and we would love to do some partnerships with somebody who would advocate on behalf of the brand. And I find that that is an amazing and an infinitely, you know, workable tool
Yep.
in marketing and PR.
Absolutely. And I think the reality is there are so many win-wins that can be brought together.
Yeah.
For example, if I have a brand and I'm thinking, I want to help people, I want to mentor girls, and then I think, oh my goodness, there's a charity, like I work with Covenant House. There's a charity that has a whole homeless shelter for at-risk teen youth who are homeless. Like, why don't I go in and help connect these dots? And the great thing is that our audience might connect.
Yeah.
So there's a PR benefit there for
Yes.
someone who's trying to like reach their bottom line. But there's the most important is the heart side.
Yes.
But I think the more that we realize that companies can do well as they do good, I think more and more companies will jump on board. I'm
100%.
actually, my husband does viral brands and he works with Chick-fil-A and they're all about this. They have departments dedicated
You need
just
to.
pouring into the community. You have to.
I think to be brand conscious, you should support a 501c3 or a nonprofit. You need to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There needs to be some part of the brand that is giving back.
Yes, especially because millennials care about that, and
Mm-hmm.
they represent what, like 2.25 trillion of spending dollars
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh,
The
that's-
numbers are out of control, and 80% of them are like, hey, we want companies that have a heart for the community. And
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about that because you're obviously so experienced in this and you've developed brands yourself, you started companies. What would you say are some starting points if a company wants to maybe pull in that heart side
Yeah.
and wants to do good?
Great question. I think it's very important to look at the brand. What is the actual brand itself? You know, is it a car? Is it a beauty tool? What is the brand? And then kind of look at who the audience is that supports it or is their loyal fan base. Dive a little deeper into what that brand maybe be able to support that is like-minded. For instance, you know, if you know you're a beauty brand and you know you want to support breast cancer awareness or like Philosophy does with mental health awareness, kind of look at the brand and see if it is like-minded to the cause.
Yeah.
Start there and then, you know, derive a list and then kind of check off what you've researched for the 501c3 that exists or what other, you know, organizations or foundations exist in that category. And then kind of research each of them and see what they're doing and what they have gained throughout the year or the years in the past or what they're doing for their community, what they're actually doing for their supporters and how they're benefiting from the other brands that have partnered with them and how they're giving back. That's where I would start.
I love that.
And there's nothing wrong with one brand supporting two 501c3 nonprofits. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love that. This
Yeah.
is such great advice, and I think it's fun because it's becoming easier and easier to capture content that really inspires you
Yeah.
to make great choices and to be wise. But we can never spend enough time talking about these things and helping to get the word out to help
Can't.
other 501c3s be able to make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
And I just love what you're doing, and I love what you're all about. And
I do love my nonprofit side to my company. I do. I love working with a guy named Todd Krim. You know Todd Krim.
I do. I love him.
He's wonderful, and he gives us such wonderful events to work on. And you know, we do it out of our heart, and it's so great to see some of these organizations. I didn't know of some of them.
Yeah.
But yes, it is one of my favorite parts about PR is the talent side and the event side for the nonprofit and them coming together. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. If I can ever support the things that you're
Please.
doing, I'll send you boxes and
Please.
Slay the Fame game. I'll
Please.
like show up, bring my people, whatever I can do to
Please.
support because I think it's really beautiful and I love that connection of saying like, hey, we are all doing so much in the
Yeah.
world, but if we can do more to help, I think that just makes the world that much better.
Always.
So where can people find you? Where can people get more in touch with Innovative?
So my handle is JJ Betts on Instagram, but Innovative is innovative_PR, and we're everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah.
They really are. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
hanging out with me,
having
babe.
me.
We
I'm
need to
so
hang out
proud
so much
of you.
more. Oh my gosh, thank
Her
you.
book is awesome, you guys.
That is so sweet that you read it.
I
That
love
literally
it.
mean the world to
I
me.
literally sat on my basement floor and read it.
So, in one setting?
Not in one setting,
Oh, I was gonna
but
say,
I
your
read
ass
it.
must have really hurt.
I read it. I breezed through the first and last chapter, and then I was intrigued. I was like, oh my god, I got to keep going. So then I came back downstairs with a glass of wine, read some more.
It is a book that's designed to be consumed with some fun liquids.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of have to like dive in. I'm so
I
glad
was
you
like
liked it.
really impressed.
Really?
Yes, because it all really made sense in the format for an influencer. And honestly, it gives really great advice.
Thank you so much. I mean, that means
Yeah.
so much coming from you because
stop.
no, for real. I mean, you obviously like have been around the whole world, in the worlds above
Long
and
time.
beyond for a long time. You
Long
know what
time.
you're doing. And it was a little bit scary because I was like, oh my gosh, I hope people know my heart is not to say like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm super famous, so listen to what I'm saying.
No.
Or to think that I'm trying to be like, oh my God, it's all about fame. It's
No.
actually about just believing in yourself. And I'm sure since you read it, you know, like the
It's
last
a really
page.
great roadmap.
Thank you.
It is.
That
It's a
actually
really
really
great
means a lot
roadmap.
to me.
Yeah, no,
Can
it's
I quote you
wonderful.
on that, girl?
It's a roadmap.
It's a
It's an
roadmap.
influencer roadmap.
Oh, wow. It's almost like you've done this before.
There's a
Somebody-
hashtag.
There's a hashtag to be had. You're amazing. I have to see you like 1,000 times more than we've been seeing.
You
I know
will.
we're both busy girls, but
You
like
will.
we gotta make this happen.
I love you. Thanks for having us.
I love you. Thank you
having
so
me.
much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you had so much fun watching Slay with Rachel McCord here with Jen Betts from Innovative PR. I highly recommend becoming fans with her and friends and stalking her on social media because that's what social media is for. Let's hang out very soon. See you next week and make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much, Focus TV, for another fabulous day.